So, today we're going to talk about what is a soul plan. And as usual, I'm going to hop into the records and ask the guides to explain it to us, and then we'll chat a little bit afterwards. So, let's get started. A soul plan is basically like a map. They're showing me this big map. And I can see someone kind of pointing to places on the map. And they're saying, okay, we are starting here at this location, location X, and we want to make it to location Z. And what's the route that we want to go? And what are the things that we want to see on the way? Like, what are the landmarks? What are the stops, the rest areas? And they're mapping out this whole journey to get from point X to point Z. And so as they're going, they're saying, oh, on the way from here to there, we want to stop at this beautiful waterfall. And so the first stop is that waterfall. And then after that, it's like, oh, we might need to have lunch. So we're going to stop and have lunch. And then here's where we'll stay overnight, right? You get the concept. So they're mapping out the trip. And so what a soul plan is that you basically map out what you want to achieve in this life and where you want to go. So you have started in this one place and then you want to go to this next place, right? You want to grow in some way, you want to achieve something, you want to shed something, complete something, right? And so that's the point X to point Z. And what happens in between, I call those set points or mile markers, and those are those stops. And so basically what happens is that you are meant to go, so you start your journey at point X, and then your first stop is that waterfall, right? And so you're driving along, and the first stop is the waterfall, which may be, I don't know, it may be working on anxiety. I don't know. And you get to that set point. And so people ask, okay, if there's a soul plan, where does free will come into play? And what I've heard the guides say before is that free will is basically, so there are these set points. So you have your starting location, which is when you're born into this lifetime. You want to go to that first set point. And free will happens on how you get to there. Like basically you're going to make it to the set points, or as many set points as you want. Like the set points are set. That's why I call them set points. And so you're going to achieve that thing. But how long it takes you to get there and what a windy road versus what a direct road it is free will. And so basically it's like how hard you make it, I'm being honest. But it's also just being able to have that choice or being able to navigate your own path. And so it's one of those things where you're eventually going to get there, but it might take you might kind of go off the path for a minute and come back and go off the path and come back, right? And so there's a certain amount of free will that's there, but there's also a certain amount of plan to achieve certain things in this lifetime that exists as well. And so basically that is what a soul plan is. You have created a map of the things that you want to do in this lifetime, and then you set about this lifetime achieving them. And we'll talk about how a soul plan is made in a different video, but it is very much like sitting at and I always see it in the records as someone sitting at a big drafting table, and they're kind of just creating, like taking all the information relative to their soul, and they're creating a plan of what they want to work on in this lifetime. And so when we have things that kind of follow us for this lifetime, or we have things that we feel compelled to do in this lifetime that we feel is our calling to humanity and to ourselves, those are things that are part of your soul plan. And so I hope this helps. And we will talk about, how a soul plan is created in the next video. But hopefully this helps you have an understanding of the soul plan in general and what that actually means. So if you have any further questions, don't forget, you can put them in the comments, and I would be happy to create another video on any of the questions. I hope you're having a great day. Take care.